A lot of changes are coming to Pretty and Green, but without getting into that too much, keep an eye out for that video to come. I'm going to unveil some of the grow room secrets that I've just never shown you guys. Now, this is for obvious reasons if you're a business person. Selling plants is a competitive business, and growing them the best you can is really hard to do profitably. But since some things are changing, I'm going to dive into those secrets here today. The first thing up that you probably haven't been able to see because I try and hide it is this white box right here. I avoid showing this in the videos because it helps me grow plants 35% faster. This thing is called a CO2 generator, and it does what it sounds like it does. It hooks up to a propane tank and lights a small fire for propane to burn, and that off-gases and turns into CO2, which makes these plants grow faster. It also makes plants root faster and put out shoots faster. This little sensor senses not only temperature, humidity, but it also senses the quantity of CO2 in the air and tells that when to turn on and off. And this is all controlled by something you potentially have seen. This is the brain that controls everything. It's called an environmental controller. It's made by the company Sentinel, and it controls temperature, humidity, and carbon dioxide levels in this room, and it continuously monitors. Then we have our mini split air conditioner that keeps the temperature down, and that's a water line that comes off of the air conditioner that actually takes out humidity. So we actually have to add it back. And that controller can help control devices. You plug in devices into the side of it, and it can run things like humidifiers. And of course, you need to circulate the air in a grow room to make sure these plants are being subjected to natural forces like wind. And since you're controlling the environment inside here, this is a warehouse. But I built a greenhouse inside of a warehouse with these zippers. These are super functional tarp zippers, and this is greenhouse plastic. This is something called wiggle wire. Of course, we have our lights and our light movers, which we've talked about before. These are not to be underestimated. I know it seems simple, but this is a big hack. I'm going to then show you how I'm able to propagate Monstera albo and large aroids with about 99% effectiveness, and how I propagate my smaller aroids in a similar fashion. I'll give you the recipes for it also. Half of it goes down inside of here, and it's been a part of the grow room that I've never shown on camera. This thing, I'm not joking, has the ability to generate millions of dollars, and I think it's best that just everyone knows the best way to propagate Monstera albos. It's something we came up with on our own, and we built it from scratch, and it's something you can build on your own. Same thing goes for down here. This is where we propagate all of our, what I'll call small aroids. Anything really around the size of your hand, anything larger goes into the other rooting area. Now, after we propagate our Monstera albo and we have nice, long, healthy roots, we're gonna drop it into a pot of leca, and we're gonna water this pot once per day with full strength nutrients under a full light. This is the Spider Farmer SLF 200, and it's on a light mover. As you can see, it's moving, and it's about 2 to 3 feet away. You want to make sure none of the roots are showing, so I'll fill this pot all the way up with 100% leca, and it has holes in the bottom. And as soon as this plant goes into this ebb and flow tray, don't mind the algae, this is just something you have to clean periodically. This tray will turn on and pump water up once per day. Now, here comes the tough part. Naturally, I want to give away exactly how I've learned to grow roots like this from one of the most notoriously tough to root plants like Monstera albo. But because of the changes coming to the company, I can't just give it away. But all I'm asking for is potentially to consider becoming a channel member. I haven't fully figured out the tiers yet, but I have by the time this video comes out. There should be a few tiers, ideally a tier just to support the channel, a few bucks a month. If you can do it, awesome. If not, you'll still get content from me. I'll still make videos, and I still appreciate you just watching the videos. Now, if you're someone interested in growing plants better and learning how all these little pieces of this grow room function and all the different set points where you can buy them, the exact recipes, and exactly how I'm cloning these plants, I'll also give you all of my suppliers. I'm going to give you their contact information, where I buy and import my Monstera albos from, what I do once I receive them, how to get your plants to root like this in just a few days, and what I do after that point. All the plants that I sell, I'll give you the exact recipe for how I create them, and the fastest way to acclimate and grow out tissue culture. And hint, it's this thing. So in the growers tier or the secret grow room tier, whatever I named it, I'm gonna give you a new video once every couple weeks breaking down all the different facets of exactly how I grow these plants. Congratulations, you have made it to the most secretive video on this channel. This is what we call the rooting chamber. This is empty, by the way. This is usually filled with about $40,000 of plants. Welcome to propagation. We are going to start with smalls. If it can fit in this, then you put it in here. Unless it's a Monstera, and probably like a Monstera deliciosa-like plant, then you're gonna put it in the Monstera. But this thing is a absolute moneymaker, and I'm not exaggerating. I've kept this out of every single one of my videos, and I've adjusted how I use it by the recipe that's in, and also how often these will root in, I'm not kidding, like 4 days you'll get roots like this. So the recipe that's inside of this is how I set up this Raspberry Pi to monitor all of the temperature, humidity, and CO2 in this entire grow room, to post it onto a spreadsheet and also text me when it's out of bounds in terms of the humidity, because propagation, hint, needs to be at a very specific point. I'm going to give you all of the secrets and then some, and I will not hold back. I have no reason to hold back. So with that being said, I hope you've learned something about some of the environmental controls that I'm using to grow my plants faster. And please consider becoming a channel member just to support the channel so I can keep making these videos, and more importantly, the documentary and deep dive videos for you. And if you'd like to learn exactly how I've grown a lot of these plants to sell, because you can actually make money from this, support the channel at the higher level, and I'll give you all of those exclusive videos rolled out every few weeks. So thank you so much for watching this week's video. It's really hard to come and ask for people to support the channel, and I don't take it lightly when people give us money. And I promise I will provide value to you. I wanted to release like an ebook, and it just felt weird. So if you become a channel member, I can give you all of this exclusive content through there on YouTube still. But thank you for the continued support. Thank you for watching in this far. And now I'm gonna go film all of the secret parts of this grow room that you'll have access to. Actually, the first deep dive video should be out now. And if you become a channel member right now, you'll get access to that first part immediately. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Hello, and thank you for becoming a channel member.